Red's not really my color, but I'll try it. Let's see what I can do without a morpher. It's morphing time. Nothing works. Well, guys, Morphin Grid never seems to work, but isn't this thing gorgeous? Look at that. It's still amazed that we got one of these. Like, this is so awesome. I mean, I don't know. It's awesome. Words gonna describe what this is. You like that intro, huh? It's bringing back the old failing Morphin Grid videos. Morphin Grid. We're gonna talk about that later tonight in this video. But what's up, guys? Jersey Joe here. Speaking of intros, I just saw the Power Rangers movie. Well, I saw like 3 days ago, but I'm making a video now. Was it terrible or was it good? It was actually really good. Now knows like Becky G, Naomi Scott. Forgot the rest of the names, but they're all amazing actors. I think for some of them, it's their first time big role on the big screen. The first big event for them. Also starred Bill Hader, Bryan Cranston, and Elizabeth Banks, and everybody did a phenomenal job. Casting was great. Acting was so just top notch. You cared. You actually cared. I'm going to try not to spoil too much because spoiling is not my thing. Let's see. So we'll start from the beginning. So what's the movie about? It's about teenagers with attitude. Literally. All five Rangers in this all five Rangers version are different. They're troubled. They're so far apart from one another. They don't really connect well. They just met for the first time that one night, the one fateful night where they all found these, or they found these. It was by accident, or was it? It was more destiny. I'm pretty sure destiny lived together. Obviously, there was some chemistry between Jason and Billy right off the bat, but everybody else, complete strangers. They all found the crystals, or power coins, I should say. These are really cool. Anyways, they all found his one night, all together. The same night, all five found his coins and got them. They all picked one up, and the next morning they woke up with strange new powers, and they felt stronger, felt better. They can jump and punch further. They felt like they were made out of steel, which is very unique. At first, I didn't think it was like that, but it kind of made sense when you're watching the movie. Like I said, these kids are just so... This movie took its time developing these kids, give us new backstories, new chemistry, and I really liked it. I really appreciated it. It really made you care. They weren't just they weren't like the original MMPR. They didn't get along. They weren't goody two shoes. They didn't all know athletics. They all didn't join all the fancy clubs or recycling. These are troubled kids, and you can relate to a lot of them. Each character has something about them, a good trait to them, and a bad and a troubled, a backstory where everybody can grab a character and be like, you know what, I've been there before, and I really like that. So most of the movie, they're not morphed. They don't. Not really a big spoiler, but it's just like every other episode of Power Rangers where they don't morph to the last couple minutes of the episode. Same thing with this movie. And the reason why I'm not too upset is because the movie's about them becoming Rangers. They get the powers, and Zordon tells her at the bat that they have the suits inside. The suits inside of them, pretty much with these coins. But they need to unlock it together. They need to combine their efforts. They need to synergize each other. They need to trust one another. That way the Morphin Grid will react to them, and that way they can work as a team. So the whole movie is about being a team, not just being Rangers, but just being a team. And I really like that. So the movie takes itself slow at times, but it helps build the characters, help build them, help make them, these five complete strangers, get along in less than 11 days until Rita attacks. And that's a lot to put on your shoulders. I mean, Zordon tells us right off the bat, they have to become Rangers 11 days or the world's doomed. So you can see why it doesn't work right away. These kids are like, I don't even know who these other four are. Jason's in charge of leading them, but he doesn't know them, And I really like this. So the whole movie spent that, and of course, they get the suits, they get the Zords, they get the power. It is epic. It's awesome. It's really cool. I wish the scenes were a little bit longer with the fighting, but that's what the second movie is for. Let's see. So we're gonna talk about Rita. Oh my God, Rita's cool. I like this version of Rita. I like this version of Zordon. I like that they have chemistry together, that there's backstory, that there's more to the lore than what we originally got. They really dug into their research and made a whole new universe, but everything connects, and I like that. A lot of cool Easter eggs. They mentioned Mariner Bay. The Zeo crystals are here. They have the source that Rita's trying to get after, which is cool. So much more. Speaking of III, let's talk about Alpha 5. Bill Hader as Alpha 5. Different. I know a lot of people don't really like him. I know some of the people I went didn't really like the new Alpha because they're used to the old Alpha. Because he's different. He's more snarky, very witty. Imagine Bill Hader as a robot. That's basically what we got. He said the III a couple times. It's kind of cool. Bill Cranston as Zordon, I think, did a great job. I like this Zordon because he's very, very different. He's not the same father figure we're used to growing up. He's very more grounded, very dark. He's wounded. He's beat up. He's broken. He's been through hell because Rita messed with him. Rita destroyed his team. He was the original Red Ranger, and he lost his team, so he has that burn on his shoulder. So he sees his new team, and he's kind of in doubt. He's like, these are the 5, this is what the Morphin Grid chose. So he's like, and he has to accept that because the Morphin Grid is never wrong, but he doubts the Rangers. So that's why he puts him in a lot of training. So he's very different. He's not as confident or strong or motivating as the original Zordon, but I'm sure that's going to come in due time. I'm sure the second movie we're going to have a better look at Zordon. He's going to be around for a couple years. He's going to get used to these Rangers. He's going to be able to help them out. Because this one, he seemed like he wanted to fight, not have these kids fight, but he wanted to fight. So that's different. You know what? Let's talk about the design. Let's talk about the Rangers. A lot of people are still hating on the designs of the new Rangers, and it's so dumb. I like the suits, and it makes sense. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, alien. They're not spandex. They're alien. They're armor. They have power to them. When you look at them, when you look at the suit, you think a powerful superhero. You think tough. You think embrace it. They're going to endure a lot of hits. So, first of all, let's see. Why are people complaining? I don't know why. So let's look here. You got the visor. Okay, look. Visors, mouthpiece, color. You got the morpher down there, and you got the diamond. You got all the key essentials to make a Power Ranger. Does it look like this? No. But it does look like this, if you know what I mean. It's got all these key functions. It looks very alien. It looks organic. I like the cool pattern that the colors have. Like when you look at the Rangers, it's got this cool pattern. Like this looks like organic. It looks alien. It looks really cool. It gives it more depth. And it has it has a visor. You see the eyes in there. You have the mouthpiece. I mean, you have all the key ingredients that this had. Why people complaining? I don't know. There's only actually 2 designs that I don't like. And that's the whole movie, and that was the Megazord and Goldar. Those are my only 2 nitpicks of the movie. My only 2 complaints are those 2 right there. Goldar, I was defending it, but in the end, it is kind of a letdown because Goldar is everybody's favorite villain. He's been there since the beginning. You saw him last in space, I think, and he was always there. At first, he was like the big baddie. You were afraid of him. He gave the Rangers, he gave them a hard time. By himself, he could take on all 5. And in the second one, they kind of, second season, third season, they made him a goof, which is fine. But he was an iconic character, and what they did here, it made sense. The Goldar being made out of gold, so he's this giant monster who Rita used as a tool, pretty much. He's not really a monster; he's more of a weapon, and it makes sense. But maybe it wasn't Goldar, maybe it's somebody else, maybe not Goldar. I think they could have used Goldar much better, made a second movie, but this was in the Megazord design. Not that it's bad; it doesn't look Power Rangers to me. It looks very Pacific Rimish. It just looks too well, of course it looks organic, but it looks too humanoid. It doesn't really look like 5 robots combined to make one awesome mega robot, But it is what it is. But anyways, let's continue. So, casting was great. Suits were great. Action, awesome. Comedy. A lot of mature and funny comedy. Some cheesy moments here and there, but it's very mature, very, very tone, very, stop dinging, very mature. Like, and I with it being Lionsgate, I pretty much saw that coming, and I'm kind of glad it kind of brought Power Rangers to a new level where it can be for audiences, and it knows that it's targeting a much more mature audience for once, and I really appreciate that. Now kids are going to be like, they say a couple of curse words, they say ass, they say shit, and I'm saying on my channel, but the Power Rangers said it, so I can say it. So they say it actually pretty frequently, so that was a little weird. There was one joke he made where Zach was about to go say holy shit, but he goes holy, and Billy goes shh, and I was like, oh, that's funny. But then the rest of the movie they kept saying shit anyway, so kind of defeat the purpose of that joke, but I get it. But other than that, pretty funny. The comedy was really good, really addicting. There was some tear-jerking moments, I'm not gonna lie. There's some moments where I kind of had a good tears of sadness, tears of joy, tears of this is happening. There's one moment on the screen, couple moments actually, but one funny moment, or not funny, but really one epic moment. I don't want to spoil it because as a fan, when you watch it, you just appreciate it. When you're on the screen, you kind of sit back for a minute and you're like, this is happening. I'm in a movie theater watching Power Rangers. The kid inside me was freaking out at some of these moments because it's happening. I mean, last time we got a good movie was the 95 movie, but I think this movie actually is superior to the 95 movies. Far superior to Turbo, because Turbo was a laugh. But it made sense. So I think this movie outbeats the other two Power Rangers movies. A lot of people were hating on it, but a lot of people in the beginning, like I'm part of the Texas Power Rangers group, I'm part of Trader Bar and Sellers, everybody was bashing on this movie. Nobody was going to give it a chance. They hated it. They wanted it to burn so bad. But now the movie's out, and it's getting good reviews. A lot of people are liking it. A lot of people are just praising it, giving it, 7s and higher. I've always seen one of those scores of 4 out of 10. That's from Angry Joe, and I love Angry Joe and all, but I think he was bashing the movie too. He was liking it. Like, he was saying so many good things, but I felt like he just wanted to give it a low score because he didn't like the designs. And I'm like, you gotta go. I mean, like I said, the suits were fine, but I just did not like the Megazord. The Megazord and Gold are my only two complaints. Other than that, the movie's good. If you're a Power Rangers fan, or not even a Power Rangers fan, you're gonna like this movie. It's a really good movie. I want to go see it again, because again, there's some scenes where I'm just like, yeah. I might actually, next time I even take this with me. So, should I review this? Should I give this movie a score? Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this movie an 8. Yeah, 8 out of 10. It was good. It's an origins movie, so it's going to be slow at times. It's not going to be action packed. It's not going to have everything you want right away, but that's okay. It's an origins story. You're going to have time. It's going to take time to develop all these characters, and I feel like that's the strongest point of this movie. It's the characters, is the Rangers, not being the Power Rangers, but being the Ranger team, and I really appreciate that. And I'm really excited to see the next movie. Because now we know those characters, so now you care. Now you feel for them. So now I'm excited. Now the next movie, they can just go all out. They can just blow up and just have huge, epic scenes of those Rangers. And I will say, there is a mid-credit scene. Everybody's going to freak out about if you haven't seen it already. But there's no credits after that. So after the mid-credit scene, you can catch the stairs. I stayed for 10 minutes, 15, 20. I don't know how long it was. It felt forever. But there was no after-credit scene. Just a mid-credit scene, and that's it. So I'm going to throw it out there to save you guys the time. But other than that, 8 out of 10. Go see this movie. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you want to like and post a comment. Thought it was awesome town. Follow me on Twitter. This is JoJo, and signing